Going in. Tune in to foxtrackradio.com. Don't forget, we're going in. Latino Heat International with El Pacheco. Dímelo, mi gente, El Pacheco back in the house with Latino Heat International. Saludos a todos mis Latinos out there. And you know how we do, as we come in, we do a little prayer in Spanish and in English. Don't forget that. Gracias a Dios para esta oportunidad que me trae a Latino Heat International. Thank you, Lord, for bringing me this opportunity to Latino Heat International on Fox Radio. Thank you. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen. All right, as we go get it in, we're going to have a great day. We're going to start a great day. And, of course, I can't forget my Spanish people. Shout outs out there to all my Latinos from Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Chile, Venezuela, Colombia, Haiti. The list goes on. So all the Latinos, stand up. Don't forget, tune in always on Foxtrot Radio. As I say on Facebook Live, tune in to Foxtrot Radio. We got a special guest coming up. We're going to go to commercial. Don't forget Latino Heat International on foxtrotradio.com with El Pacheco. Saludos, mi gente. El Pacheco back with Latino Heat International. You know how we do, bringing them more to Latino America, all across the world. Latinos Mundial, worldwide. Don't forget, all right? Guest right here, Mario Driver, special guest. That's how we do.
What's up, everybody out there in Radio Land? This is Mario Driver, representing Griffin, Georgia. I'll give you a little bit more about myself as the evening proceeds. But I want to give a shout out to Foxtrot Radio for giving me this opportunity to be here. Also, my man Rob El Pacheco, like to give him a shout out, bringing this Latino heat to the south, to Atlanta, Georgia. So we're here in the building.
Thank you so much, and welcome aboard. Like I tell all my guests, always a pleasure to have my guests in my show, and always a pleasure to be yourself. Just let the audience know, all my Latinos out there, all my supporters out there, what Mario Driver is about.
Well, I like to say, que pasa, mi amigos and mi amigas. I'll give you a little bit about myself. First of all, my name is Mario Driver. I have been married to my wife, Tanika Driver, for 21 years. We have 7 beautiful children. We have the oldest daughter, Destiny, in Milledgeville, with my granddaughter, Charlie. One love. I have 2 daughters, Deja and Darisha, out in Oahu in Hawaii, out in college. My oldest son, Benjamin Driver. My youngest, Caleb Driver. My daughters, my 2 youngest babies, Demi and Devin. And then, like I said, of course, my wife. But anyway, I'm here on behalf of my community, which I represent, Griffin, Georgia. I'm a politician, a philanthropist, a businessman, a God-fearing man. And, I just try to keep things moving and flowing in my community. I have run for public office on a couple of times for the Georgia House of Representatives for District 73. I'm also a small business owner.
Latino Heat International on Foxtrot Radio with El Pacheco and my guest right here, Mario Driver. And let's not forget, if you're going to call in, don't forget the number. It's 770-703-5494. En español, 700-703-5494. Those who want to call in, call in. Lo que quieren llamar, llama. We're going to talk about what's going on, the politics. Let's talk about more or less what's going on with Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. What is your opinion that's going on, especially now this past week with his video going live and all the stuff that is going. I know there's a video from I think 2005 for seen on TV on CNN, but what's your thoughts on what's going on with elections coming up and all that and everything that he talks about in the past about Latinos? And I know a lot of people heated about what he says about the Latinos, but what's your take on that?
All right. Well, I have to come at you from an academic standpoint, to some nature. But Holt, Reinhardt, and Winston states that the chief function of politics is to allocate advantages and disadvantages for an entire society. So what does that mean? That means that somebody's going to be advantaged, somebody's going to be disadvantaged. So we know for sure that many people of color, especially the Latino people, have been disadvantaged by this system. Honestly, the amnesty program, I would have to look a little bit more further into that. The deportation program, I can say now, I am a proud Republican, but the deportation program that the current nominee for the Republican Party for president, which is Mr. Donald Trump, I totally do not agree with. Like I said, I spoke on the fact of being a man of family, a man of unity. You can't go around like the Gestapo, pulling people out of their homes, breaking up families, sending them out of this country as did the Germans did during World War II, sending them to death camps and whatnot. I'm not saying he's going to send them to death camps if he's saying he's going to send them to Mexico, but their protocol is uncalled for. I don't stand for it. I don't stand with it. I have many Latino friends in the community. I'm not saying this as a politician. I'm saying this as a family man. So, no, I do not approve of the deportation plan because it's a broad brush. See, some people use a sledgehammer tactic versus using a feather tactic. Now, should some things be done about any people in this country, be illegal immigrants or legal immigrants or citizens that break the law? Of course, things should be done. If somebody breaks the law and they commit a violent crime and they are not of this country, of course they should be deported. I'm 100% behind that, but I do not agree with this mass deportation program. Secondly, the statement that Mr. Donald Trump made back in 2005, I don't agree with. Everyone deserves forgiveness. But with me being a father of 5 girls, having a beautiful wife and a granddaughter, I couldn't support Donald Trump. Therefore, I'm going on record saying I will not be voting for Donald Trump. I initially liked a lot of things that he said. I was behind him from the fact of making America great again because, yeah, we're having a lot of deportation of jobs, or if you want to call exporting or moving jobs overseas, it's hurting the working man, the blue-collar man, the middle class. But as time has progressed, I've seen some sides of Mr. Trump that I haven't seen before. Will I call the man a racist? No, I don't know him personally. I can't say that. But with the deportation program, I certainly do not agree with, because I have family and friends that are Latino, and even if they weren't, put the shoe on the other foot and say if it was me. And you might want to do a mass exodus of African Americans. How would I feel about that? And then secondly, even though, like I said, everyone deserved forgiveness about things they've done or said in the past, you have to think about the mindset of a person. And I think it was Maya Angelou who said it best, that when a person shows you who they are, that's who they really are. So, yeah, he deserves forgiveness for what he says, but as an avid supporter of politics, as a registered voter, and as being a Republican, I can't vote for Donald Trump. Nor will I be voting for Hillary Clinton. I understand that she has come from some rough turbulence in her life in politics, mostly dealing with her husband, and other things that have been alleged against her as she's been Secretary of State. But someone needs to bring some dignity back to the White House. So when I'm talking about voting or supporting for someone, you need to look at the past, the present, and possibly the future, where they're going. We can't predict the future. But right now, where I see myself sitting, going in, checking that ballot box, whether it be for a Democrat or Republican, I don't see it as the lesser two evils. I see it as neither one of them being eligible or even reputable, more or less, a commander-in-chief for me, personally. My wife may see differently. I can't really judge that. Other people may see differently. But, you know, some people say they won't support Trump. They'll support Hillary. They can't support a woman. I think it's time for some change now. Am I saying it's time for a woman? Yeah, possibly. You know, we just had our first African-American president. We need change. But also, Donald Trump, he brings something new to the game. This is someone who's not a traditional politician. So that's a new genre of type of animal of politician that has yet to be seen yet. So you can say you want to vote for him or vote for her because they both bring change. But me, myself, who I'll be voting for, no, I may do it right. And I may vote for me. Maybe this is an early endorsement or a candidate to say, vote for Mario DeMond Driver, driving America to a brighter future. That's what I'm talking about. Because it's all about unity. We can't be divisive. At any time, you can have a difference of opinion when it comes to policy. But that policy shouldn't cause you to be so much as divided as whereas you put down your man because, or your woman or your neighbor, your people because they're a different color, different race, different economic background, different religion. They come from a different place. Like, you know, you hear many people say America's a melting pot. This is a place where all immigrants have come to make life better. So we can't sit up there and denounce someone as if we have total stake or we have deed to this land. Be it that the Americans, in the guise of the Europeans, have done so much to the Indian nation.
Hold that thought. You come back. For all our viewers, come back to Latino Heat International. We got more to talk about with Mario Driver and El Pacheco. We'll be right back with Latino Heat International and Fast Track Radio. Bienvenido para atrás con El Pacheco en Latino Heat International. with my guest Mario Driver, and we just left off before we went on commercial. We were talking about politics and gave your your opinions and how you feel about what's going on with Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And I'll give you my take. You gave your opinions, but I also want to give mine as well and tell you how I feel. Like here, talking about the Latinos, which I know a lot of Latinos out there to support, support this movement for Latino heat, but let's really focus on what's going on with politics. When you want to have the right person in the White House running, for president, but you don't want to have this person talking about just talking about the Latinos. When he attacks Latinos itself, he attacks basically like Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, and that's not even right. When you talking about the difference between immigration, there's other immigrants out there, not just Latinos. You also got the Asians. You also have Jewish. Those people that come into our country. You're not attacking those type of people, but you're out here attacking one type of person. You want to put up a war in Mexico. Like all immigrants come from that border of that side of the country. You're not thinking about the people that fly in when they don't have their passport. Those people that has, like I said, no passport. They get through this country through an airplane, or they're crossing through Canada, or other ways of boat from Cuba. Back then. Now that you go with Cuba. But my take with that is just why you're attacking us Latinos more than Mexicans, and and you want to compare Mexicans with Puerto Ricans, and that doesn't fit well with me when he talks about that. And then you have some of these Latinos. The other night I was looking on, I think it was CNN or the Spanish channel Univision. Some of these Spanish people that they say they're gonna endorse him, they're gonna vote for him, and I'm like, all right, are you seeing what this man is all about? What I mean? Like you make your point, like you're not gonna vote for either one. We do need change. We have our first black president, which he did his 2 terms, 8 years. He did a great job and everything, and not to to see somebody either a woman, and then you got this racist. What is it? He's Democrat, right?
No, he's Republican.
He's a Republican. See, I don't follow that much, but hearing all what's going on with the politics and what especially that video that he has out. I mean, really, you're gonna really vote for this guy that he's very racist. You know what I'm saying? I know he's entertaining. This is the first candidate that he's entertaining everybody. I know nobody has done that in the past, but he's entertaining everybody, and it's not a good look, for our country, for that change. So that's my opinion. When it comes to politics, it's like they say it's good for change. Having a woman run for president, which it could happen. It looks like it's gonna happen. But then you have this racist a-hole. I don't want to, curse out here, but that's my opinion. And when it comes to politics and all that, I don't see, that's why sometimes I see, his snitching there and CNN and what's going on, and I feel what your opinions. I feel for you what you said, which make perfect sense. And everybody that's tuning in and listening, and what this man has said before. It makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? If you're really into politics and you want to pick the right president, read between the lines. This guy is an a-hole. And believe me, you don't want this guy to come in. We come back with Latino Heat International with Mario Driver and El Pacheco. We're going to come back and we're going to bring you more heat and other topics. We'll be right back. Back to Latino Heat International with El Pacheco. And you was listening to Johnny Pacheco, and what you just heard right there? Okay. That's like... He was the composer back in the 70s for Finding All-Star. For those tuning in, you know about Johnny Pacheco, composer, fluteless. Man, they would do it back in the 70s with Finding All-Star, with Hector Lavoe, Tito Puente, Celia Cruz. That was the unity of our Spanish to come together. Like, like hip-hop had that unity when it first started. Like, BDP, both that movement. We had that, for us Latinos, we had the Finding All-Stars. I wish we could have that unity now, but with the salsa game and all that, with the music, Latin music, we won't have that ever again. I wish they had that. Don't get me wrong, but talking back, you know, with the hip hop, the movement that came about back like BDP,
Okay.
KRS One,
Okay.
that movement. I wish we could have that movement now. We don't have it. Well, the movement, we're talking you know, on break. What really killed, you can say killed hip hop was the internet.
Oh wow.
All the free downloads.
Okay.
You're not supporting that artist that put that 100% work. Not only the artist, the producer that put, you know, the producer's gonna get paid regardless.
Oh, yeah.
You have to think about the producer back when the movement started was the DJ. If the DJ didn't have that beat, you don't have that MC.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then back then, I used to love when you had every beat and Rakim. Also, you know, that's just the DJ and MC. And when you come to DJ, of course, you're gonna come on producer.
Right.
Cause that's when I started at the age 16, started DJing. But then I got more into the beats. Like, all right, now I know where, you know, where the producer comes in, cause you feeling that beat, you feeling that tempo beat, you know, tapping that. Oh, I know how to do beat, especially, you know, coming through A&D high school. You know, it was a art and design school, but a lot of musicians came through there, like Mobb Deep, Fabulous, came from art and design.
Okay.
I was around these guys, you know, being, you know, in high school, and not literally know how they came about, and where they at now. But that movement, that when it first started, that hip hop movement, you won't ever see that again. They're trying to get there, but I mean, it's just the passion you put, all the hard work you put in it, is not gonna pay off. Especially artists that put a lot of hard work, their own money to put their music out.
Right.
And the only way they're gonna make their music is doing live tours,
Right.
shows. But if you promising the record label, they give you an advancement, yeah. But if you don't promise that numbers that you're supposed to be selling, you have to, that's why some of these people that when they come out, forget it. It's like the one-hit wonders. You know what happened to them. If you don't invest what you want to do, like go on with what's his name? He had the ringtones. I forgot that.
Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He invested in doing ringtones, but that's when ringtones was coming out, with, you know, all these before the smartphones and everything coming out. If you don't invest money on a certain area, if it's not a clothing line, if it's not like a beverage or anything, you're not gonna make it.
Right. May I add a little something to that? Well, you know, that's what it has evolved to. It's more or less like sports. You may not be able to put a line together, a bar, a chorus, hook, whatnot, but as long as you can have something trending, you know, it's not like a Soulja Boy, because at the end of the day, it's about business. We know it's all about business. But at the same time, there's no substance, because when you look at the kids and you can see how they react from taking something in and they're projecting it outward. There's no substance like a Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, or the message, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. He says, like a jungle, sometimes it make me wonder how I keep from going under. See, people are not feeling that, because our kids have not had to go through that struggle we're talking about. And I don't want to take too much of your time, but for them it's not like a jungle. For them it's like a resort. And they've kind of taken that for granted. You know, they've taken what we've worked and struggled hard for as a caveat to take it easy. And trust me, I have 7 children, so I'm constantly on them. But yeah, hip hop is not going into that mode that Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation of Millions to hold me back. You spoke on KRS-One and Scholar Rock, Criminal Minded. So, I mean, we can go on, and I would say, you know, guys like Nas, they're somewhat keeping hip-hop afloat, and still give shout out to Jay. Jay is one of the greatest. Pop, you know, Biggie, of course, Biggie. Big Pun, we can't forget about Big Pun. We got to get that Latino love, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's not it is what it is, but we have to be more astute in educating our kids on what it is. You know, sometimes they don't live through it. That's why I'm glad 3 of my children are out on their own so they can learn what this real world is about. Now, mom and dad is like a family. I just want to give this analogy real quick. When I think about family and unity, I tell my kids this. All of you are like airplanes, and all of us are like airplanes. And what that means is you have a destination. So with that destination, you're all going to take off at different times. Sometimes you may get grounded after you get to that first destination. Sometimes you may fly and you may have a little turbulence. But you got mom and dad, along with God Almighty as your air traffic controllers, guiding you and directing you. So if you run short, you can land and refuel. And that's that mom and dad love. And if you are facing a little turbulence, we can talk you through that. So, you know, for my Latino community, we're going to talk you through this thing with politics. We're going to talk you through this thing with business. We're going to talk you through this thing with economics. We're going to talk you through this thing with education, because I always say it's a lot of know-how, but not a lot of show-how, so everybody can talk about it. We got to grab people by the hand, El Pacheco unity, and show them how. That's how you get there. So with each person, as like I said, my children, man, like an airplane, you're going to take off and land periodically in life. But also you have to know when you're traveling in life that you have passengers on that plane with you, and you're responsible for people, even though those people you may not see. So you have to be careful about how you're flying that plane, listening to that direction of your mom and dad. So, you know, much love to the Latino community, man. You know, the Bronx birthed hip hop, and a lot of Latinos were informative. They were instrumental in building that. The Latinos were instrumental in building this country. We're not going to build walls. We're going to build bridges. We're going to build love. We're going to build unity. It's going to take all of us to make this thing go forward.
You listen to this. Look, I brought this brother right here, and he's like a mentor, advisor, and he's part of my team, Latino Heat International. Just to let you know, what he spoke about, believe me, there's going to be a lot. When I putting this team together for Latino Heat International, there's a lot going on. But we're going to come back. We're going to go to commercial break with Latino Heat International with El Pacheco and Mario Driver. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Latino Heat International with El Pacheco on Fox Track Radio. And man, you had a great show. And man, you had a good take when you was talking about the planes and all that, man. And that's a good analogy. But other than that, man, so you know, how you can be contacted and to let everybody know, our Latinos and our audience out there, how you can be reached.
Okay, well, before we do that, I want to just say one more time, shout out to foxtrapradio.com for giving me the opportunity and privilege to be here with my man El Pacheco on Latino Heat International. Guys, show your support. Do your Twitter feeds, your Facebook feeds, send in your information, call in when you can, show this radio station some support. Great venue for the people, for the love of the people. But by the way, you can contact me at mdriverforsenate@gmail.com. That's my email address. You can reach me on Facebook, Mario Driver. You can also reach me on Facebook at Mario Driver for Senate. And also visit my website, mariodriver.org. I have some pretty interesting stuff that I've done throughout the community, you know, dealing with different people, working with different people. Like I said, we're not building walls, we're building bridges, we're building love, we're building unity in the community. One love to my Latino family.
That's why I'm bringing him in. He's my mentor, advisor. He's part of the Latino Heat International team, right behind the scenes, and believe me, we're going to make it happen. We'll be right back with Latino Heat International with El Pacheco to close it out. Back with Latino Heat International with El Pacheco. Big shout out to DJ June, Los the Prez, my kids, Justin, Jeremy, Jonathan, Big Josh, Ariana, Little Josh, love you, you know how we do. And of course, to all my Latinos out there that accepting my friend request through Facebook and reaching out and supporting me, always one love, and you know how we do. Latino Heat International on Fox Track Radio. See you next week from 5 to 7. Tune in. Ooh, ooh. That's how we do.
Audio out, visual out. Good show.
Yeah, once again, Big Mondo on the track. Diego Pacheco, Fox Trap Radio, Latin Heat International. Yeah, yeah. Woo. El Pacheco. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Latin Heat International. FoxTrapRadio.com. Tune in.
ATL.
Saturdays 5 to 7.
Big Mondo on the track.
Yep.